At the Children's Dream Awards, it goes to show you that you're never too young or too small to follow your dreams. In Los Angeles, I'm Jenna Contreras for Valley View News. We are moments away from kickoff at the Steel Pit. Let's go ahead and go on to Diego Santiago, who's at a Packers-only party. Diego? A club at California State University Northridge held a creative event to promote what advocates call the right of marriage for lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgenders. Jared made his debut in fighting in 2006 and his UFC debut in 2009. He has won 2 Fight of the Night honors, and his record is currently 12-3, with 9 knockouts, 2 by submission, and 1 by decision. Super Bowl 45 marks the Steelers' 8th trip to the Super Bowl and the Green Bay Packers' 5th. This is, however, the first time the 2 defensive powerhouses will meet in the Super Bowl.
And that's why it's called mixed martial arts.
Jared Hammond is a mixed martial arts fighter. He is in the light heavyweight division for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. UFC combines elements of MMA. Jared says there are 3 levels of game during every fight, and a different type of MMA is used at each one.
Stand-up is kickboxing, boxing, taekwondo, stuff like that. The middle game is like a clinch game, stuff like maybe Greco-Roman wrestling, which is like a clinch wrestling and whatnot. And then in the ground, there's obviously wrestling. We train in all those.
Jared must know all forms of MMA, but admits he has one method of fighting he uses the most.
I like to kickbox. For me, I just like to hit things and be aggressive and whatnot. That's just my style, my mindset.
Although UFC is a contact sport, Jared says the chances of getting injured in the octagon are no different than in any other sport.
I think it's relatively safe. You do get a bunch of bruises and nicks and bumps, but it's all relative. Like, you don't get seriously injured that much. It's possible, but I mean, that's possible in any sport.
Jared made his debut in fighting in 2006 and his UFC debut in 2009. He has won 2 Fight of the Night honors, and his record is currently 12-3, with 9 knockouts, 2 by submission, and 1 by decision. He anticipates a long, successful career and hopes his image will have a positive impact on the reputation of UFC.
It's got a bad rap because of the past. The kids can see, like, I'm not some punk, I'm not some crazy guy going wild, I'm not talking smack, I'm not, I'm trying to exude a professional example to these kids so they can follow that same thing.
He may be a fierce competitor that can do some damage, but Jared says he does it all to be a good role model.
Whether you like it or not, you're always influencing somebody, whether in a good way or a bad way. And as an MMA athlete, professional athlete on the highest level, that's our duty to do. It's a responsibility.
At the VMAT Gym in El Segundo, I am Jenna Contreras for Valley View News. The Cincinnati Bengals lose again. The Pittsburgh Steelers handed the Bengals another loss during Monday Night Football. It was a blowout game until the 4th quarter when both teams stepped up their offense. Antoine Randall L. threw a 39-yard touchdown pass off of a trick play to Mike Wallace to give the Pittsburgh Steelers a 27-7 lead in the 4th quarter. But the Bengals managed to fight back with a touchdown by Terrell Owens and taking out that guy. They drove to the Steelers' 12-yard line before Jordan Shipley had the ball stripped away in the 4th down play. The Steelers held on to the win 27-21. The Bengals fall to 2-6 and the Steelers rise to 6-2. A Dodger legend has died. Hall of Fame center fielder Duke Snider was 84 years old. He reportedly died of natural causes. Snider played for the Brooklyn Dodgers from 1947 to 1957. He continued his career as a Dodger in Los Angeles until 1962. Snider was often regarded as the 3rd best center fielder of his time, behind Willie Mays of the Giants and Mickey Mantle of the Yankees. Snider's legacy will continue to live on. He leads the Dodgers franchise in home runs and RBIs. Air traffic controllers will now be required to get 9 hours of sleep between shifts. Supervisors will also have to work more overnight hours. This comes after the latest incident when a pilot had to land in Reno, Nevada without any help because an air traffic controller was asleep at his post.
They're not answering the phone line either. We're going to need to land. Landing will be at your own risk.
This is the 7th time a controller has been found sleeping on the job since the start of the year. Florida Congressman John Mecca says the issue isn't how many controllers are employed, but how they are used.
Air traffic controllers who make on average $163,000 a piece are professionals, but even the best professionals need some recurrent training.
Last week, FAA officials toured the country visiting controllers to hear their concerns. After suffering 26 straight years of losses, the Caltech men's basketball team has finally won its first conference game. It was the final game of the season, and it came down to a single basket in the last second. Corey Cox has the story.